Oh my gosh.
Fundamentals.
We would be the bad boys of Little League. I'm telling you now. We would beat the tar out of the other team.
I'm just gonna go out and say it. Joey Chestnut has to be on the pub.
Has
Not
to be.
pub more. I mean,
Has to be.
Dramatic, man. That was a journey.
Man, I'm gonna get real theological on y'all. I think we're all a little soft and misunderstood. I'll just be real honest.
Get Luke Combs. I was begging for Luke Combs not too long ago. We'll get Luke Combs on here. I challenge Luke. I think I can actually beat him in shotgunning a beer. So if he thinks he's got the cojones to come on and try, then by all means, Luke, bring it on.
That's the intro. You just hit my promo for me, James. I love it. Episode 160. God, 160 weeks we've been doing this thing, man. This is awesome. Shout out to you, Tim. What a wonderful person, friend you are, doing this journey over 160 weeks. I think you're like me. We're the marathon man. We don't really miss episodes, so this is good.
appreciate you, Parker.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to be like you, you know.
And I'm just trying to be like Mike. So we're all in this together. You know what? This is awesome. Evan's going to be hopping on a little later, leading the warship down there, or up there in Minnesota, I should say. But he should be hustling home. And shout out to the boy. Hopefully he had a good birthday. Can't wait to get the details. Feel like it was real low key, but also knowing Fitz, he's got a little wild side. So we'll see.
Yeah.
See
What
yellow swag
movie? What movie do you think he watched on his birthday?
13
You know he had to
going on
watch one.
30. It's only fitting, right?
I'm gonna say, yeah, that's pretty good. For some reason, Freaky Friday is just sticking out to me. So,
Ooh, that could be a good one.
it just seems,
Yeah.
I don't know. It seems like a weird enough movie that Fitz would just have some strange fascination to Freaky Friday.
That's 100% it. So, you know, we're going to wait to do the top five, the blind top five, until Fitz is here.
I think that's best.
I've got some jabs to poke at you and Fitz. So, it's only fitting.
I have a feeling. I've been spoiled a little bit. I have a feeling where you're going with this, Parker.
Well, let's start with, shout out to Matt. He's alive. We talked to him recently. The boys coming on football season. I wanted him to come on a little soccer, talk some soccer with us. Work schedule's got him zonked out, but he's alive. We know that. Devin, however, we miss you. We love you. Wherever you are, man. We just want you back home, safe, and
R.I.P. dog.
in the arms of an angel. You know, let us know how Professor Snape's
R.I.P.
doing. Ollie's doing. We miss you. Tell us who shot Tupac when you come back.
Dude, you have a lot of people on this. You know, you have Snape. Wow, you have a lot of people.
I think I'm just going to let it continue to grow. I'm going to add more people each week. Robin Williams.
Wow,
Air Bud.
Who's the person? Yeah, who's next to Rob Williams? Is that someone in a Hooters shirt? Who is that?
That's man, I'm going blank on her name. August Ames, maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You got Harambe on there. You got Mini Me. Man, you got everybody.
Wanted to make sure everybody was good.
Yeah, good call. Princess Diana in the corner. I see you.
Oh yeah, Princess
And then we
Leia
got-
front and center.
Yeah. Notorious R.E.D. Shining the brightest.
We love you. We miss you. Come back. Well, speaking of coming back, Christian Pulisic does not seem to be coming back to Chelsea. Looks like he's going to take his talents to AC Milan. They're offering $20 million a year, which football contracts, it's not the biggest. It's not the most we're going to see. But, however, it is a pretty damn good payday for an American out there playing in the top echelon of football, of soccer there. Chelsea had a bad season, and it wasn't Pulisic's fault. So now he gets a chance to compete for a championship, be on a really, really good team, and hopefully set himself up for more of a payday. We've said this before. Captain America, Christian Pulisic, he seems to be the savior of American soccer, and it seems to be working. We talked about 2 weeks ago, us just tromping Mexico and then Canada, just beating them down. And Christian Pulisic's a key figure for that. I'm excited for the boy to go play for AC Milan and to be this big blockbuster signing that it could be. I'm excited. Thoughts for you?
Yeah. I mean, truthfully, I have no idea how Christian plays. I've never watched him play, but if he brings more street cred to the U.S. game with soccer, shoot, we need it. So, whatever you do at AC Milan, you're the blockbuster. You're selling the tickets. You're getting the U.S. name out there in the sport that we so suck at. I'm cool with it. Bring it on. We need it. We need it in the world sport. So bring it on, Christian.
I 100% agree. Do you remember the name growing up who was supposed to be the savior of soccer for us when we were like kids?
No.
Freddie Adu. Do you remember that name?
Nope.
So he was this young kid coming out of the United States. He didn't go play international, and he was supposed to be this next big thing. And I think there was just so much pressure on him that, he was he was in the spotlight at 14, 15, 16. And then he goes and signs a contract for the MLS when he turned like 17. I think the pressure just got to him. It was too much for him. However, Pulisic did the opposite, where his parents kind of shipped him off to Germany and let him play in the developmental leagues over there when he was a kid, and just like went through the clubs of Europe. And so he was out of the American spotlight. He was just another name in a youth club down there, playing against the best players, playing for a top club. And now all of a sudden he bursts on the scene, 4 years ago? And it's like, yo, this guy is this is the savior. And he's much older, right? 21, 23 when he burst on the scene. This just seemed like what Freddie Adu should have been to us. And like the pressure was not necessarily off him, but he was able to deal with it and cope with it a lot better than a 14 to 16-year-old. So
That's a good point. Yeah. I mean, I know we kind of talk about these prodigies and, the pressure that they face. And I mean, we kind of praise LeBron to an extent of meeting that, but you got to think of, and I don't want to use the term failure, but those that didn't live up to that expectation. Yeah. And maybe this is a good route. Maybe if you have a kid out there and they're getting a ton of attention for whatever sport, could be gymnastics, could be whatever, it might be better to kind of pull a Christian here and figure out, okay, what can I do to develop him or her in the best way? And then when he's ready, or when they're ready, when they're adults, let's bust them out and see how they do. That might be the new formula.
I think so too. You shed him from the spotlight a little bit, and it's the opposite of the issue we've had with baby Gronk. Have you heard about that?
I've seen a picture, but I don't know anything about it. What's going on there?
So it's this like 8-year-old, 9-year-old kid that his dad's pimping him out, and it's like, this is the next Gronk. He's baby. The kid's playing flag football. He's playing touch football, but the dad's going like he's having his kid do these like media runs. He's having them do like recruiting visits with colleges. What? It's the most ridiculous and ludicrous thing I've ever seen. And
my gosh,
like, yes, that's a cool experience for the kid. He's getting all his notoriety, his attention, but the dad's not shielding him from the protection, because when he doesn't pan out, let's say he decides he hates football, he gets burned down on it, quits. Let's say he's not good enough to make a D1 roster. Let's say he's not good enough to make it a starting lineup for the pros. He's going to be a failure. He's going to be a bust. And the whole world's watching him now. And they're ready just to chew his ass out. You're setting your kid up for failure. I hate it.
I didn't realize that was the whole thing behind it. That is...
His dad's a bum.
Yes. Wow.
It's head scratching, man. And I was like... It was like popping. It was trending 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. And I was like, we're not talking about it. I'm not giving them any airlight. But it just so organically popped up. And I'm like, fuck that dad, man. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's wow. I wonder how Gronk, how does Gronk feel about it? Has he come out and said anything?
Oh, so I'm a big Bussin' with the Boys fan, and they had the tight end U. And so Will and the boys are just talking to him. They're mic'd up on the field. It's not like a formal interview. And they're like, yo, can you sue him? Like, can you get him like a cease and desist order for stop using your name? He's like, that's a good idea. I've never thought about that. And, he was like, at first I thought it was kind of funny. And then it just kept going and kept going. And I was like, that dad's an asshole. Like, what the hell? Like Gronk's, he hates it. So,
jeez, that is nuts. I can't believe that. Baby Gronk.
I
Wow.
know. Like, imagine you marketing Mika, the next Air Bud, Mika Bud.
Mm.
You'd hate to see it.
It's disrespectful to her, and it's shameful for me to do that.
Exactly. Well, let's spread some good vibes here. Foster Moreau. It sounds like the boy, cancer in full remission.
Nicely done.
Shout out
Nicely
to
done.
the guy, man. And this is like a scary thing. You don't think of pro athletes being touchable. They go in for these physicals when they get sent to a new team, like he did with New Orleans. And it's like, oh, the New Orleans got a hell of a tight end. They're going to love this guy. Good locker room guy, great tight end. And all of a sudden, last year it comes out, hey, dude, your white blood cell count's way too high. We've got to figure this out. You've got cancer. And so now, flash forward a year, it seems to be in full remission. And the story doesn't always get that lucky, especially for tons of people that battle with this. But I'm just glad to see anyone beat cancer, but especially Foster. He just seems like a really good dude, good guy. And I just can't imagine going in there being the top 1% of the world, being a pro athlete, NFL, and then like you're still touchable, and it's still that reality sets in.
Yeah, that's a good point, Parker. It's you can do a lot of dumb things to kind of increase your risk for developing something like this. You can also do whatever is in your normal life and kind of follow all the rules per se, and still get it. And I'm not too familiar with like his case and what exactly he had, but it's kind of a grim reminder of we're so focused on these athletes and fantasy football and what their signing bonus is, but like this is a harsh gut check of like, yeah, these guys are freak athletes, but at any moment they can have something that could potentially alter their life. And I don't know. I'm glad. I'm happy for him. That's awesome. That's really good news.
Yeah, 100%. It's Hodgkin lymphoma, which I don't know if you know anything about that. To me, I feel like there's a lot of names that I've heard associated with that, like Mario Lemieux, Phil Kessel, and then obviously Moreau here. But I don't. How do you prevent it? Obviously these guys are top of their professional. You think they're fully healthy. Genetics are just freak things that happen, and it's kind of scary. It's that grim reminder, like you said.
Yeah, I want to say, maybe I'm thinking of non-Hodgkin's. There's one that kind of forms in more towards adolescence, but I might be thinking of non-Hodgkin's. But yeah, I mean, great for them checking it and looking into it further, not just saying, oh, you have some sort of kidney infection or something, your white blood cells, or take some antibiotics, but actually like looking into it and getting checked out. But yeah, I'm happy for him. That's awesome.
Yeah. And I can't imagine I just can't. I think everyone in their life has like had somebody deal with cancer and battle it. And it's just tough to see. And man, I pray for everybody watching, listening, ourselves, that we never have to touch it, because it's rough. But shout out to the boy Foster. Positive vibes. Let's talk about, let me put it this way for you. You've heard of reclassifying, right?
Like switching your classes to a new class.
Oh, all right. That's a good one. Like reclassifying as like, hey, I'm going to be an upcoming senior. I'm going to reclassify to be a junior. I get one more year to get film, one more year to get development.
Oh, I'm not familiar. You can just do that?
So in certain cases, certain states, you can. Like for me, where I'm from, Asheville, a lot of guys transferred out of TC and were reclassified into Christ School, which is a private school. So you went from a public school to private school, and you could reclassify and kind of repeat that grade. Homeschool kids can do it as well.
Huh.
It's rare for public schools to reclassify to public school, but usually you drop a grade. Usually you go from 12th grade to 11th grade and kind of get more film out there. You get more production out there.
Oh, okay.
There are a few occasions that maybe you reclassify and you jump up a class. So you're going to be a rising senior. You decide, I'm skipping my senior year. I'm going to reclassify as a freshman if you have enough credit into college.
Okay. Goes both ways.
Goes both ways. However, this is the first I've ever heard this. Austin Simmons reclassified. He's an upcoming junior. Reclassifies to a freshman in college. So he's going to be a junior in high school. He's 17, reclassifies to be a freshman.
What?
So he jumps 2 grades. He skips 2 grades.
How is he must have been busting his tail to get credits or something. What
So he's homeschooled. His GPA was 5.36. How the do you get a 5.36 GPA? I don't know. Like 4 was that's why I thought the max was.
wow.
So obviously smart. He's homeschooled. I won't shit on it. Like that's cool. That's great. Now I did do some more digging. Austin Simmons played for homeschool kids, depending on the state, depending on the county, they can play for a high school's athletic team since they don't have one of their own. So he played football for X high school, then played baseball and basketball for another high school, which
Oh.
I think that's bullshit. But
Yeah, that's
it is
kinda
what it
weird.
is. Like you should be able to like, hey, you chose the school, you're stuck with it.
Yeah.
Whatever. But yeah, he jumps to be a freshman and rolls in Ole Miss this summer. They have Jackson Dart, who seems to be clear-cut QB1 there, threw for 11,000 yards, 20 some odd TDs, 11 interceptions. Seems to be on the up and up. That guy's going to have the reins. They have a redshirt sophomore, an upcoming freshman, and then a redshirt freshman on zero. That quarterback room is deep. He's like going in there as QB5. This is head scratching to me. I don't know why you make that jump, especially jumping 2 grades. And now you go from leading your high school, you're a 4-star athlete prospect to your 5th string. You're going to hold the clipboard. You're not even going to dress out probably. It kind of dumbfounds me.
Yeah. Part of me, I don't know. Part of it, I get part of the, being in the locker room, being in that setting, you're getting more experience at an earlier age.
Yeah.
So I get that. I mean, he's betting a lot on himself right now to think that in 2 years, maybe he's either going to hit the transfer portal and be able to start somewhere, or he's going to take the starting job here. But like you said, there's a lot of young quarterbacks already in that room. So I don't know. My money's on him hitting the transfer portal and basically saying, look, I know I'm young, but I got all this experience at Ole Miss. Time for me to take the reins. I don't know. I like it. It's really, I don't know. This is unique.
Yeah. Never have heard about this. I did research, never seen this before. But
Wow.
damn, this is why I like having conversations with you, because I didn't think about it as him betting on himself. I didn't think about him gaining experience and jumping in the transfer portal. I know, spoiler alert, transfer portal is going to get locked down here in the next season or so. They're going to put some strict restrictions on it. Supposedly, that's the word on the street. So maybe he'll be grandfathered in and he can pick wherever he wants. Obviously, he's got a plan. Obviously, he's betting on himself. And I like that, Tim. I didn't think about that. I thought this guy's a dumbass. He's just looking for clout, or he's chasing the wrong thing. But maybe you're right. Maybe he is betting on himself. He's getting that extra experience that 17-year-olds don't get. And maybe you're like, yo, high school this is a waste of time. Like, I've already got the college credits, or I've already got the credits enough to graduate. Why am I going to learn from this coach when I go learn from the next level of coach? And I'm not showing a high school coach. I'm a high school coach myself, but for the most part, there's a difference between high school coach, college coach.
Yeah.
It's there. So that's a really, really great point for you. Hell, if he's betting on himself, now you flip me. I'm ready to go. Let's bet on Austin Simmons. Let's go, big dog. Let's go.
do it.
And hell, maybe he's chasing NIL money. Maybe this is a way for him to get and his family get a payday. Which nothing wrong with that.
Could be. Yeah. I mean, this is definitely something that we're gonna have to keep track of, because this is a peculiar case.
It is
Very interesting.
And he was a Florida recruit, and he committed to Ole Miss, reclassified all within 24 hours.
Wow.
Maybe this is a long game. Maybe it's I'm waiting for Billy Napier to be put out of Florida, which supposedly he's on the hot seat there. They get a new coach he likes. Now he's in the transfer portal. Now he has college experience with him. Tim, you might have sold me on this move. This might make more sense than what it originally did when I first brought it up.
What if? No, that doesn't make sense.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking, like, what if he's doing some sort of long con of like, so okay, he's going to be a junior. No, he's going to be a freshman. What if he plays a few years? Say he's a junior. Then he reclassifies as a freshman, gets those 2 years back, but now he flipped those 2 high school years to 2 college years.
Yeah, this
And
really
really-
be like Stinson Bennett.
Yeah, really, when he's a senior, he would have been there 7 years.
Dude, that's why. But we've seen it before, like the COVID year and the redshirt year. Like we've watched guys in college for 7 years. Shout out to the boy Chase Bryce, friend of the show. Love him. I feel like he was in college for 6 years, 7 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, you might be on something, Tim. He's figured out the loophole. Let's talk about friends of the show. The boy, American hero, Joey Chestnut. 8 in a row championships. The dude can't miss. Shout out to the girl Nikki. What is this? 7 for her in a row, 6 in a row for her. She's dominating the women's side. It was awesome to watch. Now, obviously, he only eats, I think the official count was 64 and a half hot dogs, 65. Well under the 73 and a half under that was set. A lot of things going on. We can get into that here in a second, but shout out to the boy Joey, shout out to the girl Nikki. Put on, and they did not disappoint this 4th. Did you get a chance to watch it?
Didn't watch it. I watched the highlights. Yeah, I mean, for what happened and all the issues with the timing and we interview a lot of athletes on the show, and sometimes they don't talk about it as often, but oftentimes conversations lead to like routines and being consistent and having your routine or your pregame routine or whatever you do in the locker room. You kind of just you have a routine where you kind of start getting in your zone.
Yeah.
The fact that he was kind of bumped out of his zone and still hit 60 plus, I mean, he's the GOAT. That's the GOAT right there.
Yeah. Pub more, goat more, put him on your list, baby. Like, enough said. And yeah, let's talk about it. Nathan's hot dog eating contest was canceled. Weather, thunderstorm. They said, nope, done. Put the dogs down. We ain't doing this thing. And ESPN says, all right, we're sorry. It's canceled, not postponed, but canceled. They cut to Sports Center. Not on Joey's watch. Not today, sir. He comes out and says, I'm going to get the rest of the guys out and we're going to do this fucker. We're eating these dogs. I didn't starve myself for 7 days, train for 365, not to put a glizzy down this throat. We're doing it. That's exactly what happened. I love it. Look at that face he has coming out to the stands. That man is on a mission from God, and it's to eat all the dogs when his 8th beat. This was awesome to see. This is truly amazing. He saves the 4th of July. He saves America with his brave act right here. I don't know how else to put it. Poetic.
As you were giving that little speech there, I was thinking of, so this guy probably dozens and dozens and dozens of eating records.
Yeah.
He's probably, I'm assuming, somewhat fasted at this point because he's preparing for a huge competition. And then he's told, hey, you're not eating. Can you imagine how hangry this guy is? I mean, you saw in his face. I would be running outside too, telling people I'm going to get all these effers going.
Yeah.
If I was expecting to eat 70 dogs and they were like, actually, no, not happening, I would be livid. So, and it's crazy. We had Joey on the podcast. We were talking with him. This guy, he's the GOAT of Major League Eating. He's the champion. And he was just sitting with us one year, just talking about his routines. I always think about him saying that the Twinkies was the worst one. He hated
Yeah.
the Twinkie one because of all the sugar. And it's just like those little things, those conversations. It's like, man, Joey, he's a real one. Go for Joey.
100%. Yeah. And you know what? I think back and I look at what was it, 2 years ago we had him on. Probably need to get back on. Remember we started, we were Rocky Rose. We thought he was dead done. Enemy of the state. We slipped back in the DMs. He's on the good side, but friend of the show now. You know, I think about him saying this is his Super Bowl. Like, yeah, the other eating contests are cool, but it's practice leading up to the Super Bowl. Imagine if they're like, hey, Super Bowl's canceled. Sorry, we can't play it. People would riot. The athletes would riot. So I totally support Joey Chestnut saying, hey, bring those mother effers down here. We're doing this thing. Love it.
Great man.
Yeah. If you haven't listened to that episode, go back. It's all of us. Even the gold diggers come out to celebrate and talk to Joey Chestnut. I'm just kidding. Go listen. I think it was episode 68 or something. 100 episodes back. Go listen to it. You won't regret it. All right. You have anything else on the hot dog eating contest?
No, it's wonderful. Joey, live long and prosper. Let's go.
That's right, baby. By the way, he out ate the next person, Esper, by 13 dogs. So that's still like you give the next person 2 extra minutes, they're still not coming close to him.
Yeah, that's a mile. That's like you hear 13 dogs and you're like, oh, competition's cutting it close. No. You don't get it. That man has already put in 50 dogs. He's got to get 13 more to even reach Joey.
Exactly.
And if Joey sees that coming, he's turning on the burners. So like 13 is probably more realistic, like 20 from like just a layman's terms of hot dogs. So think about that.
I love that. Mickey Sodu ate 39 and a half dogs. And I'm here to tell you, people listen to this podcast, even if you wanted to, you can't out eat her. It's not happening.
No way.
Actually, she's a 9-time champion. I just looked it up. I want to put respect on her name.
Wow. 9 times. Dang.
9-time. Now, it was a closer race. Elizabeth Glizzy Lizzie. So God, what a nickname. Glizzy Lizzie.
Glizzy Lizzie.
She is a close second. They had to do a plate recount.
Oh.
And Mickey won. But man, was it close. I mean, still 9-time champion. I'm here to tell you, you can't out eat Mickey. You damn sure can't out eat Joey.
Forget about it.
Forget about it. All right. Let's talk. I'm trying to stall for Fitz here. But yeah, we'll feel a little bit old here. I know we're kind of bouncing around sports just because I'm stalling. I don't know if you're ready to feel old yet, but Henry Hasselback. Does that last name sound familiar to you?
Henry Hasselback. Tim Hasselback, right?
Matt Hasselback.
Matt Hasselback. Didn't he play for Seattle?
Yep. And he's famously said, we want the ball, we're going to score at overtime, and then Seattle loses that game. But yeah, that Hasselback commentator, his son, Henry, just committed to Michigan State. He's going to be a Sparty. And so for me, I feel like just yesterday, I remember him playing for Seattle. I remember watching him throw dimes and maybe not so much dimes out there, but him playing in the league. And now he's got a son that's ready to play in college. It had a little moment. I'm like, damn, I'm getting old, man. Like this is rough. It's sinking into me, Thoughts from you about this?
Yeah.
With your team.
I mean, not my team. Don't claim them. It's kind of this weird perspective of like you said, Parker, I kind of forget at times when I'm watching NFL, NBA, even hockey, like now a lot of these athletes are like younger than me. And I'm like, whoa, for, most of my life, you always looked up to the athlete of like the 22, 23-year-old and it's like, wow, these guys are younger than me. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
what am I doing? So this is kind of another one of those healthy doses of reality of like, oh yeah, I remember Matt Hasselbeck. Oh, his son is committing where? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I need to go back and look a little harder at when I remember Matt Hasselbeck. But
Exactly. No, it's wild. Like I remember this past draft. I'm looking there watching the guys come up, and I'm like, how old is he? 21. That's not too. It's 9 years off. What the damn? It's just like it hits you. Like 9 years. Like that's a long ass time difference, and these guys are getting paid how much, and they're doing what? Like, shout out to them. It's just a dose of reality for me. It's tough.
yeah, it's tough out here
Tough
being
out here.
old.
Screets. All right. I can't wait for this. I was hoping Fitz is gonna be here in time for this, but for you to do the solo, I
Oh,
think it's gonna be even
gosh.
better. We're gonna grade some NBA trades and signings. And with your vast knowledge of NBA, I am ecstatic for this.
Oh my gosh. This is gonna be bad.
Fred VanVleet, last played for
The Timberwolves.
I got excited.
Who?
Toronto,
The Raptors. That's right.
Fred VanVleet. He signs with Houston on a 3-year, $130 million contract. Big money. Fred VanVleet seemed to be the last piece of that Kawhi Leonard run that they had there. Great player. I'll pull up his stats here in a second to see his last season stats. But he goes sign the Rockets. How are you grading this?
So,
Played
okay.
in 69 games, averaged 19.3 points, 39% from field goal, 4.1 rebounds, 7 assists. So pretty productive.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. Are we grading this like good for the player and good for the organization, or is this like are we grading it as in like it's bad? Like is number one really good for like just a really good trade?
A,
or
B,
what?
C, D, E, F. Let's grade it for the person and the team. I'll let you get 2 grades there. So let's start with the team. How do you feel about Houston signing Fred VanVleet?
I don't know. I guess I would give it a B. I mean, he's good. He's been proven to be a good piece of a championship team, but I guess I just don't know enough about Houston to realize who is he a piece for, you know?
Okay. Yeah.
I guess I don't know. Is Harden staying in Philly?
So we're gonna talk about that here in a second. He wants out. It seems
Okay.
like he wants out.
So like this could be like if let's say Harden goes back to Houston, I mean, I would bump this trade up back to maybe an A for the organization because that's exactly what VanVleet would be great with. Would be not the centerpiece, but a good complementary piece. But for now, B. Stick with B.
Okay. What about for VanVleet himself?
A, 3 years, 130 million. Come on. I'd be I don't know. I'd go pull weeds for 3 years for 130 million.
You best damn believe it. We'll give it an A plus at that.
Yeah, jeez.
I mean, what is that? 40.
Yeah, it's a
42,
lot of money.
Yeah, 42 million a year. I'll take that.
A lot of money to play a game. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on. Let's get our next one. They did get a complimentary piece from him. Don't think this is the piece you thought it was going to be. Dylan Brooks, the guy who poked the bear, called LeBron old, did the little dance coming out the tunnel with the Memphis Grizz. He signs with the Rockets for a 4-year, $80 million contract. What do you grade the Rockets on signing this piece next to Fred?
You know, I don't know. I guess a C.
Okay.
Because If I remember correctly, Brooks didn't do much in the postseason after he talked to Smack, right?
Dressed like Stone Cold and just went ice cold.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. I mean, again, for him, I mean, an A, 4 years, 80 million. Yeah, but for the team, I'd like to see someone who's a little more clutch, like a Van Fleet. He's got that dog in him.
Mm-hmm.
Brooks, he might have a little kitty cat in him. I'll give him a C.
I like that. All right. Next guy. He re-signs with his current team for a 3-year, $126 million. Mr. Kyrie, the world is flat. Irving.
Bad.
Bad for the Mavs.
Bad for the Mavs. Give him a D.
Put some D's on it.
Kyrie, man, I feel like a broken record when it's Kyrie and James Harden. I just don't believe in him. I don't know if this is a great fit for Luka. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know if Kyrie's how Luka develops.
Yeah.
I don't care for it. I think I don't know. We talked about his availability problems, and I don't see the headache of 126 mil for 3 years to help develop Luka. Luka's, I mean, arguably he could have been the face of the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for a while there, it was all about Luka,
Yeah.
and then Giannis kind of stepped more into that role, and so I don't know. I don't like it. Again, 3 years, 126 million. I'll go shovel shit for that.
Yeah.
You know.
No, I think you're right. Like, I feel like it's robbery on Kyrie's part. Like, you're robbing this team. And it's, obviously Luka is a piece away from winning the NBA championship. But I feel like with Kyrie there, they've taken a step back. Now, yes, we are fair weather NBA fans here. We don't watch every game or even close to that. But I just feel like there's a better piece out there for the Mavericks to have signed. And I feel like you get it for cheaper and you help out Luka a lot more than this. I don't know it's worth the headache. I think he's burned more bridges than helped build them. And I don't know. This doesn't seem like the fit for me. I'm with you, Tim. I might even give this an F, but
Wouldn't hate
Cuban
it.
got something up his sleeves, I guess. Makes no sense. Not a lick of it. All right. Let's talk about guys you had just mentioned. If I can find their picture. Let me upload the picture real quick. My apologies. But James Harden and Dame Time seem to be wanting out of where they're at right now. So it's not necessarily what grade you give this, but where do you put these two guys playing next year? Dame Time, Portland, Harden, Philly.
I mean, the low-hanging fruit is Harden to Houston and Lillard to Miami. I think,
Yeah.
at least kind of the news stuff I've been listening to, that's kind of where they're gearing towards. So Harden has more options, right? Lillard's kind of under the guise of the Trailblazers. If I understood that, I'm not.
Both would be a trade, so
Okay.
they're not free agents.
Okay.
But I do think Harden probably has a little more leeway with his. I believe so.
Yeah. I think. I don't know. I mean, those two areas make the most sense. Now, the latest on the breaking news was that the Heat weren't offering a whole lot for Damian Lillard. I think maybe Tyler Hero and something else. And
Yeah.
so, Heat are going to have to spice up the trade if they want Lillard. And it's like, okay, guys. I mean, Lillard's kind of, I mean, if you're an organization, he's kind of the player you've been wanting. Like, he's been pretty loyal to Portland. Portland just hasn't really supported him very well. And at this point, you can't really blame Lillard for saying, all right, I'm bowing out. You would hope that they'd be a little more lenient on, their restrictions for trades. If I don't know, he's giving you what? He's been playing for what, 10 years, 11 years? Like,
I think so. Yeah.
come on. Like, he's done his time. You guys have screwed the pooch with helping him. Like, just make it easy for all parties and don't make it difficult. So
I think you're right. I wasn't ready to like dog him, but I was thinking like, man, he is like the last loyal cat in the NBA for him to have played 10, 11 seasons. Since 2013? So yeah, 10 seasons, 11 seasons playing for the same team. Like that just seems like an anomaly now. And it doesn't seem like it's right. But then the more you think about it, man, they haven't supported. They haven't given them the proper pieces to be successful there. And hell, what's everyone's goal? Win a championship. Like, you're not giving me the pieces I need. I'm out. I'm sorry, Portland. I tried. Franchise doesn't want to get done. Like I will wholeheartedly agree with that. Good point. James Harden. So you're thinking back to Houston.
I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
whatever dumpster fire he wants to go to, it's I don't know. I've said it once, say it again. He's not winning the championship wherever he goes. It's just not happening. Just not happening. He disappears when it matters most.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
Won't do it.
Won't do it.
I will find this interesting, and maybe you will too. LA Clippers lead the odds by 50 points, plus 400 to sign him. 76ers plus 450 to re-sign him. The Rockets 475. The Trailblazers plus 600. What if Dame Time goes to Philly? Harden goes to Portland. That'd be kind of funny.
That would be, Lillard and Embiid wouldn't be a bad little shindig, I think. But
I think that makes more sense than Harden and Embiid.
yeah.
I'm also not sold on Embiid either. I'm not trusting the process, Philly.
He was MVP, dog. What you mean?
I'm not sold on him, man.
You don't see James Harden win an MVP?
Hell no. I've been selling my James Harden stock. I never bought any.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Sell.
Yeah, I bought some bad stock in my life, but Harden I've never bought. Embiid, I don't know if he comes out and has the same season he had this year, better or maybe even slightly worse. I'll buy stock in him. But I'm afraid he's a 1-2 season wonder. I don't know, but we'll see. I could be wrong.
Okay.
All right. Fitz is still not here. So we're going to do our blind top 5.
All right. Let's do it.
I'm a little disappointed, but it's okay. We got new intro music for it.
Blind Top 5.
Yeah. This is what the world needed. We needed our top 5 blind intro music. We got it. Top 5 all-time must support. That's where it is.
So loud.
So loud. But I love it. I'll fix the audio next week. But this week, it stays loud.
All-time buzz. Man, I wonder who
All-time
could be
buzz.
on this.
So, yeah. Let's start with the one person I was saving for Fitz to really poke him. The human bulk. Tony Matarich. Supposed to be redefining offensive line play coming out of Michigan State. Supposed to be just this phenomenal offensive line prospect. He was taken 2 overall in 1989 by the Packers. freakish size, freakish strength. Dude was off the charts physical specimen. However, had a lot of PED help. So he was an overuse of steroids. His mobility went on him. Injuries piled up on him. Don't do steroids, friends. Where do you put Tony at?
So, don't know much about Tony. Sounds like a class act. Since he's a Packer, I'll give him number 4 spot.
Number 4 spot.
Yeah.
I like it since he's a Packer. All right, good. I like it. All right. Second up is the boy, Sebastian Telfair. I don't know if you remember him. Telfair on Fire. ESPN came out a little documentary on him. He was supposed to go to Louisville, number 1 recruit. Decides last minute, nope, I'm putting my name in the NBA draft straight out of high school. He was drafted 13th overall. He was even featured on Sports Illustrated while he was in high school. Goes to Trailblazers and played for 7 teams, not even coming close to it. Spent some time in jail. Injuries piled up. Sebastian Telfair was not it, but a lot of hype around him. Where we put him?
Sounds like it was a train wreck. I mean, what year was this? Do you know?
So 2004 was when he was drafted. So like
2004.
2003, 2004, he had a lot of hype.
That's interesting. I'll go with number 3. I mean, I think sounds like he had a little more hype around the league. I mean, if he's jumping from high school to professional than Mr. Royd over here. So we'll go with number 3.
Number 3, my lord. Pick number 3. I like it. All right. The third person on our list was a number 1 draft pick with the New York Yankees. First overall pick, I should say, in 1991. Bryn Taylor. Supposed to be a pitching prospect. He never put on the pinstripes. Never made the call up to the major leagues. He spent 7 years in the minor leagues. Was the first overall pick in 91.
Wow. That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
I mean, at least these other 2 people played in the pro sport. You know, this guy he got drafted, didn't even play in it. So, greatest bust of all time. Yeah, we'll go. This is tough. I don't know how I want to grade this. I don't know if I want to grade because he hadn't been playing in the pro, if I want to grade that as a worse bust, or if he didn't even make it to the pro, even though he was drafted. Yeah, let's do that. I'm going to put him at number 2.
Number 2.
So he was drafted as a pro, but never played as a pro. Bust.
I like it. All right, 4th guy on our list. Very famous bust. I don't think we ever talked about him. Maybe we've talked about him once. I can't remember. San Diego Chargers, number 2nd overall pick. Debate between him and Manning. Who's going to be it? Mr. Ryan Leaf.
Jeez.
Also spent some prison time. Had a record of 4-17, 14 tutties, 36 interceptions in 25 career starts.
Was this was the same draft as, was it Peyton or Eli?
Peyton was the
Peyton,
one in
that's
98.
right.
He was number 2, and it was a toss-up.
That's right, because the Colts, yeah. Oh, man.
He told the Colts he wasn't coming, otherwise the Colts would have taken him. So he would have gone before Peyton if he never said that.
Man, my list sucks. I either commit to number 1 or I put him at 5. I do this to myself every week. Oh my gosh. All right. Let's go. I mean, that's pretty bad. Let's go 5. I'll put him at 5.
Hey, he started 25 games.
Yeah. Hey, not bad.
Had a hell of an addiction problem. Maybe you could blame that.
Yeah.
Right. All right. So that means you're number 1. Who do you think it is, Tim?
I'm not one for spoilers, everyone listening, but I think I caught a spoiler when we were doing the pre-show. I'm not happy about it.
Well, if it makes you feel better, I made an audible. Since you stuck it out, you're in the show with me full time. I changed it. But Bust 2.0 might be coming back, so be watching. Maurice Claret is the fifth guy here. Buckeye, 2002, breaks on the scene. He's known as the running keg, trucking people, running them over, helps lead Ohio State and the Buckeyes to a 2002 national championship. However, he badmouthed his team. He wanted to go home to visit to Youngstown during the bowl week for a friend's funeral. They refused to pay the flight for him. He kind of badmouthed the media, like most 18-year-old kids, 19-year-old kids. Then he gets caught in academic cheating scandal, sues the NCAA, or he gets kicked off Ohio State's team, sues the NCAA to let him come out to be a pro athlete, wins, then the court case is overturned in the Supreme Court. He has to wait 2 years. During those 2 years, he moves to Vegas, parties, drinks, gets caught up in some legal action, shows up to Denver Broncos training camp, drunk as a skunk. He was picked 101st overall in 2005, does not make it past week 3 of preseason. He went from Heisman hopeful future back to not even week 3 of preseason.
Showing up drunk as a skunk to training camp. That's a bust.
Yeah.
He's got to be my number one. I got to say, I'm not, my list is kind of bad. I wonder what Fitz's list would have looked like, but that's a heck of a way to, partied up in Vegas for a couple of years. Just say, oh yeah, they're figuring out in court. I'm going to end up playing one day. I'm going to be a star. Develop alcoholism, substance abuse addictions. Pretty rusty stuff.
I will say shout out to the boy Claret that he has turned his life around. He's out of prison now, has done like a reform, he's told his story, wrote a book. He tells the story to like high school kids all the time. He does like really good community work. And so it seems like life's on the up and up for him. But it was rough for a while. After he was cut, he had like a bunch of illegal guns in his car, was threatening to kill his girlfriend, baby mom at the time. Thankfully, police stopped him. It was kind of a cry for help for it. Like he was calling the cops on himself. So everything seems to be on the up and up. Everything seems to have worked out for Maurice, because who knows how it could have turned who knows? You never know. But
yeah,
if you had to reorder your list, I'll give you a chance to reorder it 1 through 5.
All right. Reorder the list. I'm going to put Ryan Leaf number 1.
Okay.
I'll put basketball player number 2.
Sebastian Telfair.
Baseball player 3.
Brandon Taylor.
Broncos running back 4. And then big bulky roid guy 5.
Yeah, Tony Muntich. I love it. Oh man. Good stuff, Tim. Not a bad list right there. Even your original list wasn't bad.
Thanks, man.
All right. Pub parlay. We talked about this weekend. It's been so cold, dude. I don't know what's going on with this. But we're gonna right the ship.
Are we?
The God, we right the ship. All right. You pick the day, we'll make it happen.
Let me get the Astro schedule here. Hold on. You already know. You already know. We can do really Friday, Saturday, or Sunday.
Let's do Saturday. Let's do it.
Okay. I'm taking Houston over Seattle.
I like that. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Mariners 42-42, not bad. The Astros, I think they're a better team, especially playing in Houston.
That's right.
I'm gonna take a road team. I'm going my Reds against the Brewers. I think we hit. I think this is it.
This is it.
I'm gonna do a coin flip. Baltimore's playing Minnesota. Deb's team versus Fitt's team. I'm gonna coin
Okay.
flip it.
Yeah.
Throw that in the pub parlay. I got one right here. Let's see. Tails. I'm going Baltimore. Let's go.
Baltimore. Let's go.
So, O's, Stros, Rojos. There it is, baby.
Nice.
Like that.
It's pretty good.
Thanks. All right. I didn't even do the graphic of the music for Pub Parlay. Man. Losing my touch. All right. Random question. You got one?
Man, I never have a good one.
It's tough. Had a really good one last week. That I feel like I asked the gym when I was coaching what would be a crime if you could commit
Oh yeah.
that would do away with it. This guy broke the answer.
What do you say?
So I said murder. I think Fitz said murder too. You said olives on pizza. Terrible, by the way. He says tax evasion. Not paying your taxes. And I was like, yo, that is a great answer. We don't ever have to pay taxes again?
Wouldn't hate it. Yeah. As far
Yeah.
as crimes go, not the worst.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, I think you win this. You win this debate, my friend.
Nice.
And he's
answer.
Canadian too. So like it's just leave it to the Canadians.
Oh man.
It's tough.
Growing up,
Yeah.
if you had to be the baby version of an athlete like Baby Gronk, what would your baby name be?
Dang, that's tough. Dude, it's no secret. My all-time favorite athlete was Chad Ochocinco. So I guess I'm Baby Ocho, right?
Baby Ocho.
I don't know. Like it's got to be my answer, I guess.
Yeah. Mine would be Baby Ben for Ben Wallace.
Oh,
just-
yeah.
I would just walk around with like an afro wig,
Baby Fro.
Yeah, Baby Fro, if you're the Fro.
Oh, I love it. No, that's a good question, Tim.
What do
That's
you
a good
think?
one.
What do you think Devin and Fitz baby name would be?
Baby Ray for Devin. Ray Lewis. I think he even wore 52, right?
Yeah, be
Yeah.
murder. Fitz would be Fitz has so many favorite athletes.
Dude, it depends
guess-
on the day.
I guess it'd just have to be like Baby Brett.
Baby Brett, yeah.
Yeah, Brett Favre maybe.
I don't hate that. That's a good one. Or Baby Bolt for Usain Bolt.
But he's a cheater, so
Oh yeah, that is true.
he doesn't like cheaters. No cheaters,
No
especially in the
cheaters.
Olympics.
Dead. Done. Baby Favre. I love it.
He picks all day.
And I think as long as it works our schedule, the boys are going to move back to Tuesday nights for the pub. So it doesn't affect our Spotify, Apple listeners. We'll still be out on Friday, but YouTube live watchers, Tuesday nights. I think it's the new pub night. As long
Be
as it
there, be
fits our
square.
schedule. Yeah. So, all right. We'll catch you guys in 6 days on Tuesday.
Bye.
Have a wonderful time.
See ya.
And the bet go well. Where's your movie quote?
I forgot.
Oh my gosh.
I got so
We would-
distracted.
We would be the bad boys of Little League. I'm telling
And then
you
he
now.
says one now. He says one
we
right
would
now.
beat the
you can't
tar
hear
out
it.
of the other team.
Can't
I'm
hear
just
it.
gonna
go out and say it.
The most obscure line.
Joey
Hey there.
Chestnut has to be on the pub.
Has
Not
to be.
pub more. I mean,
Has to be.
Dramatic, man. That was a journey.
Man, I'm gonna get real theological on y'all. I think we're all a little soft and misunderstood.
we're all a little
I'll
soft.
just be real honest.
Get Luke Combs. I was begging for Luke Combs not too long ago. We'll get Luke Combs on here. I challenge Luke. I think I can actually beat him in shotgunning a beer. So if he thinks he's got the cojones to come on and try, then by all means, Luke, bring it on.
That's the intro. You just hit my